since we did have one person, unfortunately, free K-Flock, couldn't make it today. So right now, Lioka is in the number 4 position. If he wins this, he will be guaranteed the number 3 position because he has the head-to-head over OJ Waddler, who is currently in the number 3 position. So good stuff to him so far, as we see Dr. Insano as well, who has yet to take a game, but could certainly do it in a matchup like this. And here we go. Dr. Insano already getting it on with a lot of high pressure damage, and I love that setup at ledge too, forcing Lioka to get hit by either that weak anvil or that back air and opting for the former. As Jet Hammer is actually going to come out. Okay, no, he's him. He's him. He's him. I love that. I love that. Jet hammers the TNT, uses the armor to make sure he doesn't get punished. Okay. I see you, Lioka. You are on my radar. You're my favorite player right now. I love this. I love this. I was a DDD main back in Smash 4. I'm a Jigglypuff main now. I love my multi-jump characters. Come on now. Dr. Insano, though, going for the up throw. DDD's a big boy. He ate his Wheaties. He's not going to die from that one. And already taking the stock over Insano here. Oh, not a good angle for DDD to get sent at, as he's going to be forced to recover high. Insano not ready with the punish, but a good idea with those blocks to force him into that awkward recovery. And I think this match so far is kind of showcasing, especially to those, those 0-2ers, 1-2ers out there who are looking to get better. It's very, very easy to have a good advantage state in this game. I think that's what Ultimate is all about. The hardest thing for a newer or maybe less good player to break that to break that barrier and reach that higher level, finding consistent ways of closing out the stocks. Because almost every single character in this game has the capability of doing, Luigi 0-deaths and stuff. But you saw right now, the big thing for Insano, he was getting 60% openings. He was getting Lioka to high percentages. But if you can't take the stock, it doesn't matter. None of it matters. And the consistent thing that Lioka has been doing off of those openings is taking stocks. He got that forward air. He got that up tilt. And he is victorious in this first game. But yeah, as I was saying, the biggest thing that Insano is going to have to look for, and the biggest thing that you could look for, chat, dear viewer at home, is finding your consistent ways of actually finishing your play, getting the kill. Just like that! Just like that! Insano putting out the block setup, forcing Lioka to just bonk his head. Sure, man, why not? He tried to up B early, right before those blocks ended up coming out. But certainly, of any of the amazing tools that Steve has to be able to put on the pressure in this matchup, that is just one very unfortunate weakness in the matchup. You basically have to recover high all the time because that can happen. And we see it again. Oh my goodness! We see it again! Insano with the block and the Phantom Footstool. The Phantom Footstool to make it back to stage. Look at this. He's found the win condition. Dips below with the Elytra, and Lioka, we gotta watch about overextending there, because actually going off stage is what ended up getting you killed. Look at this. Insano bringing out the up tilts. I did not think that today would be the day where I would be rooting for Steve over King Dedede, but that was exciting. Here we go. Insano continuing to rack up this damage, and I don't care who you are. You're in this position versus Steve. I mean, that's rough for anybody to come back from. Lioka's going to have to be on another level. But the comeback is always greater than the setback. Let's see if he can make something happen as 53% gets racked up. And Insano just opting to play safe and clean neutral, but overextends with that back air a little bit. Here we go. Insano looking to get on the board. Back airs once again. We don't have great tools being set out right now, But with a lead like this, it's going to hardly matter as Anvil is going to take it. And Insano, with his first game on the board over Lioka, every single player in this tournament now officially getting a game. We're seeing no washouts here as your TO takes a game. And it looks like Hollow Bastion is going to be no more, as we're switching it up to small battlefield, allowing a little bit more space. Put on that ledge trap pressure to get away from Steve. And something perhaps a little bit more neutral.
3, 2, 1, go!
Here we go. Ladies, gents, everything in between. Even set between our players. TO versus Penguin. Who is more powerful on this day? Insano so far with the damage lead. Getting a good opening now, 70%, and holding down that center stage. Seeing the TNT setup once again. And I think, you know, unironically, as silly as those 2 stocks were in that last game that he took, that is certainly a viable win condition to go for, right? Get the Penguin off stage, force him to recover low, take the stock. And, you know, player skill difference be darned. If that's the type of win condition that we have to look for, then I would certainly advise Insano to go for it. Because, you know, not everyone has that tech skill on lock. Not everyone's going to be doing, you know, NILs and 0 to deaths. So if we can make it work, however we're going to make it work, you know, we gotta go with the strategy that works best for us. And Insano keeping it competitive so far as we're putting on some good damage to this Penguin. But it's like I said in that game 1, all that matters is if you can take the stock, because none of it matters. None of this damage matters at all unless you can prove that you can finish your food. And Insano keeping it even thus far, but we are expending a lot of resources, putting ourselves in the cave of life. We do get a down throw forward air, and we are going to force Lioka to recover low, but we just don't have enough time to get down there. But here we go. Gordo pressure, and we are going to try again for the win condition. I mean, it's like I was saying before, this unironically could be the working strategy for Insano to make this upset here. 90% now. Oh, unfortunate air dodge. But still just barely hanging on as Lioka looking for the 2-frame with that down tilt. We see the parry on the anvil. Oh, and the dash attack onto the block staircase. I've seen that with Bowser with the forward smash. And yeah, I see that with like the... Oh, he's going for it again. He's going for it again. He got it again. Insano living up to his namesake. Potentially looking for the upset of a lifetime here. I mean, I'm genuinely flabbergasted. Like, I understand it's Steve the character is very good. But just given the caliber of player that Lioka is, he is doing phenomenally right now at looking at these openings. And of course I gotta be biased. Shoutouts to TOs everywhere as Insano takes game 3. He's more than a TO. He's him. That's what he's saying right now. And I like how I went, you know, 15 minutes ago, Lioka was my favorite player. Now I want him to lose. Now I want him to lose. I want Insano to take this win. Come on. Come on. Production say it. Shoutouts to production, man, making me laugh. You already know. Hey, listen, Lioka, definitely the kind of player who can overcome this. Certainly has the skill to be able to do so. Needs to thread the needle, though, for sure. Needs to make the most out of every opening, because the biggest problem for Lioka so far is he's been putting himself in that those unfortunate positions where, yeah, he is getting cheesed off stage at those early percentages, and Insano has proven, especially with that last game, he only needs one of those. He only needs one of those to end up taking it. So Lioka has to play very, very carefully here. Ooh, I love the idea of going for the back throw to try and reverse Insano on his own block. And a great up tilt from Lioka to get up in there and take first blood in this game 4. Looking to stay alive. So we do see this forward tilt coming on through. Nice back air dash attack from Lioka. Catching that jump once again, and the jet hammer is going to take it. So all this cheese, all of this nonsense coming out from Insano. He says, no more. I'm better. And that's what he wants to prove right now. Here we go, back air once more. Lioka looking for blood, looking for the 3-stock. Here we go. Down air trying to come out. Lioka playing electric right now, just weaving in and out of that range that Steve can put out. But first, Anvil on the board. Insano not looking too hot right now in terms of that percentage, but does finally get onto the board. And looking for more damage, 54%, going to be pretty solid as far as like stone tools are concerned. Going to get up in there with the minecart and try to see if maybe we can sneak this one away. It's going to be difficult, but we do have Diamond on deck now, sitting at 104%. But Lioka looking poised to close this one out with the forward air. Catches the jump out of the minecart, and Lioka's like, okay, you had your fun, you got your games, you got your cheese, but now it's straight back to business. As we're going to roll on through to game number 5. Of course, though, the one like silver lining in all of this for Insano is if he does want to change the stage back to something like a Hollow Bastion, he could do it. 3 bans, no DSR in this rule set. Or, of course, he could just change the stage to something else he's more familiar with. And I do hear Pokemon music. So we're probably either getting Kalos or PS2. Either way, I think it's probably a good pick. PS2 going to be the pick. I like what we're seeing here. Lioka did take game 1 on this stage. But I think, you know, both players have made their adaptations. Both players have their understanding of each other's habits and the win conditions online. So Insano's saying, you know, maybe it can look a little bit differently this time. Of course, the one advantage that Lioka is going to have is, you know, that kind of cheesy win condition that Insano was looking for with the blocks. You're not going to be able to place blocks directly below the ledge in the same way that you can on small battlefield. So it's going to be a little bit more tricky for Insano to go for that strategy. He's going to have to play neutral more. And of course, he does have the percent advantage right now. If he can get his feet back on the ground, he's not going to be looking too bad. But I think that's the challenge, because he's yet to get solid neutral opening, as Insano looking for back throw and a forward smash just does it the wrong way. But I like the idea, right? We're fighting it out right here. And regardless of tenure, we are rolling on through. It's both players now at the red percents. It's go time. And we've seen both of these players run away with some big leads, as Insano is going to duck under that forward air, but that up air, he tries the SDI to get out of there, but Lioka just able to keep him in long enough to get the stock. And now this is the difficulty that Insano has had in the 2 games that he lost, right? As once he loses that lead, he has to take the stock. He has to find that way of doing it. And I think he's maybe panicking a little bit, getting a little bit antsy as we see him up smashing the air. But he certainly has the ability to be able to get it. I mean, back air is going to be a great tool to get it started. And we do have diamond tools on deck, and we're going to opt to use our second one. Not looking too bad, because we have a third one online for that last stock. Here's the opening. How much percent is it going to be? 26, 35, 46, 54, 71. And we have the lead again. Minecart sent off stage. Can we get the edge guard? We're going to get the back air once again. Dedede is low on jumps here, but able to thread the needle with the Gordo. He's able to get right back in there, and the forward smash is actually going to take it, as Insano takes Lioka to last stock. Upset of the tournament on the table, as we're going to get 60% to get this stock started. Insano looking to do nothing but extend his lead. Lioka, tongues out, sleeves are rolled up. We are trying to play patiently as we look for the edge guard. Going all the way out there with the forward air could have been deadly. 77%, and Insano finally concedes, rolls into that hammer. And now no resources online to craft up that diamond. We have it rolling, and we look for the up smash. Not going to find it there in the tech chase with the Gordo. We go all the way up there for the up air, but it's not going to kill. But 67%, he's fading, and Lioka narrowly avoids getting upset as the dash attack on that air dodge read that we saw in game 1 taking the game. We saw in stock 2 of that game number 4, and we saw right at the very end going straight for that ledge. The timing, that lingering dash attack from Lioka spares him today as Insano puts up a great fight versus this Penguin. Hey, I don't want any flack from chat, all right? I know what I said.